Hello. Hi. Hello. How are you doing? Hi. Happy April Fool's Day. This is John Binnie, and I am driving off to a morning at Naked Revive. Excited to drive in this beautiful sunshine and see my client this morning for psychic Swedish massage. And after that, I am heading back home. My wife is out in the afternoon, so I'll be looking after Patch and doing a couple of online sessions from home, and then the evening off. So nothing too intense today, which is good because I definitely feel tired. It's been yesterday wasn't like super busy. Maybe I wasn't taking amazing care of myself, especially my hydration. Yesterday was a live stream for 2 hours, which is just fabulous, with the wonderful Binnie. Thank you to everyone who came along, and thank you for sharing your experiences and your requests, and it was an honor to be able to help you. And then after that, I had a client session, but they weren't able to make it last minute, and so didn't attend. And then I had the higher self foundational training, and that finished about 11 p.m. I think I was asleep by just after 11 p.m., but I think I was somewhere between not enough water and too much caffeine. Didn't have an amazing sleep. I just woke up this morning feeling so drained. I definitely have memories of, let me show you some of the sunshine. I have memories of doing some like dream time work as well. So that was, if I've decided, or my soul has decided to be active during dream time, then excuse me. Oh wow. I can only apologize for the noise. I tried to cover the mic with my hand. It's so funny. Yeah, if my soul, if my body has decided that it's okay to do work during dream time, then I think that's very brave of me, because I think my body really needs to rest. So unsurprisingly, my meditation today, my guides were describing the different types of rest to me, and it never, this is clearly part of my journey, right, is to learn more about how to rest and the different types of rest. It never really occurred to me that different types of rest are good for different types of things. So, for example, like a busy, frazzled mind could benefit from a walk in nature, grounding, talking with the trees, talking with the birds. That a tired body needs rest, and I think that's often what I maybe over-index on. Like, I often focus maybe too much on just my body, and I know your mind gets rest, but it's a bit like exercise, right? When you explore different exercises, you use different muscles, and it's the same for rest. As the more you explore different aspects of rest, the different types of rest you receive. So we kicked off this week in the foundational training with Shadow Work Week, and it's really lovely. We're in week 4, and the class are really beautifully coming together. A big class, and yet you're all very kind and courteous with each other. And in the training, what we do is, one big thing we do this week is we share a shadow every day. It's optional, but I encourage everyone to do it tonight. Share a shadow each day. And then in the practical session, we also went into our hearts and did a healing within us. So we were looking inside of us for shadows, like the things, the emotions, the experiences, the fears that lurk in the corners of the room of our hearts, and then not trying to fix them and solve them, but we found them, identified them, like felt the energy of them, like observed it, and then sent them some love, and then put them back, because we'll be coming back for those in a later task. And we also spoke a little bit about soul fragments, which I was explaining to the class. I could never fully consciously understand why I kept coupling shadow work with soul fragments, and yet they always felt related in some way. And finally my guides explained to me yesterday that soul fragments are really a soul level, they're a form of soul level shadow, and soul fragments are part of our consciousness that we've fragmented off. Often it has a superpower or an experience or trauma deeply connected with it, and our soul will fragment that part of us off and hide it somewhere, like in hell or the infinite void or in a past life, or I'm sure there's other places to hide as well. The shadow I shared in the training, so what came up for me during the practicals were that I was seeing myself like wandering around filming people somewhat accidentally as I was vlogging as I talk, vlogging as I walk and talk with Patch, and I was telling myself, convincing myself that it was because I wanted to respect other people's privacy. Whereas what came out was, and I guess if you really asked me, lots of questions about it, eventually we'd get there, which is I have a fear of being seen, which some of you might find quite funny, because I post on social media a lot. I do face-to-face work. I do small events face-to-face. But isn't it fascinating that's a fear for me? And when I asked myself, well, why Johnny, why are you scared of it? The answer was because it's been a trigger point in previous lives where once I was seen, that was the point by which I would start getting hunted or attacked or ridiculed. So it's not unsurprising that there's some challenges there. So that was very powerful, even just to see it. And I don't even know if I want to share. I don't want to share some of the ideas for me to reflect on about how to best tackle it. And during Shadow Work Week, I really encourage my class not to focus on the solving of the problems, more to get in really what the most powerful lesson is, to learn how to identify shadows. Because as soon as you know about something and you no longer ignore it, you very naturally seem compelled as humans to fix it. Or should I say, fix it to a level where you feel comfortable. One of the things that I was challenged to do, why am I saying this, was to interview people on the street, and to, for example, and it had to be something more sensitive, like maybe I'd ask the question like, do you believe everyone's psychic, or do you believe in psychics? Like all these to ask people their reactions. I think it'd be fascinating to do that. I did see myself, just had visions as I was saying that, of doing that in Edinburgh. I think that would be, in the city, I think I'd find that much easier than a local town where I either know lots of people or kind of know of them or their neighbors, or yeah, I think that would be much harder. So that was one shadow. Another shadow that I shared in our membership group was that, and this is in the classes membership group, that it's not uncommon for loved ones and friends when they die to come and visit me. And maybe you have this experience too. Please let me know. Same with the fear of being seen shadow that I have. And this morning on my morning run, a friend came to me, and it was really difficult because, well, first I was delighted to see her, and we chatted a little while, and she was doing really well, and it's very expansive. But what they revealed to me, and I just can't, not here, I can't go into any detail, but what they revealed to me was a bit, because to be fair, I did ask about the causes of their death, and I got a lot more information than perhaps I was comfortable with, and so that information is kind of like a shadow for me. I feel it's lovely to talk to dead relatives and friends and loved ones, but if they tell you something, it's like I feel like I have a duty of care to share it with someone else, and that's it feels like a burden, right? It feels like you're given this information, and then you're not really sure what to do with it. But to be fair to my dear friend, she'd said that she's forgiven what's happened, she's let it go, and that seemed to be, the message for me is not to necessarily carry it as a burden, that feeling that I have to take action amongst the living, but more to understand that it's okay to let it go. So yeah, that was it was very powerful, and there was also this really fascinating experience from her, which was it's not that long ago since she died, and I knew her for many years, but I could not remember her name when she appeared to me. I could remember her face and her energy the strongest, but it was the funniest thing. And eventually she said that she described it as I was heavily protected and guarded, some of which is in particular from my spirit guides, but then also my own daily protection. And that the only way that the deal that she did with my spirit guides in order to be able to contact me was not to introduce herself by her name, but she had to do it by energy. And in fact, her name was blocked, or I feel like she withheld her name from me. And it's such a funny experience, right? Like, how can you forget someone that's so important in your life? And I found that really, really fascinating, an experience. I found it very frustrating. In fact, when I got home, I ended up having to look through my DMs, and it's like, okay, that's her name. And it was really funny is I could remember the first letter of her name, but it definitely felt like a block, and I think that's why I was quite agitated about it. But I understand the reasons, I understand what happened. There was no doubt in my mind that it was her, and I was asking my guides about it as well. It's like, yes, John, she's absolutely right. So anyway, that's another shadow. Yeah, who knows what other shadows I'll be sharing this week. I feel like it's a really lovely practice, and some things that came up in the training were, people just saying, first of all, they appreciate me sharing. it's very easy to hide, how to describe it, like hide behind your ego, or hide behind your, apparent, spiritual progress, or, my life, like challenges like leaving my corporate job and just pretend everything's, perfect, since that I'm perfect, since that, and it fixed all my problems. Like it's not true, right? It's a beautiful, magical journey, and I am so grateful for it. But if anything, it has, working for myself has helped really accelerate a lot of shadow work for me. And no one tells you that, right? Like, no one says, hey, you should like leave the 3D matrix, because in the 5D matrix you're gonna like really enjoy it. You're gonna get to see all your shadows. Did I just say 5D matrix? I don't think there is a 5D matrix. But yeah, it was really funny. And also another theme for me has been my guides in particular, and some of them, some of these conversations with my guides, like they've constantly been reminding me to do this. And this is a form of shadow where I've been revisiting connections, relationships that I've had with others, that I feel like when they come to a natural end, especially if I've been, partnering with them on something for some time, when these things come to a natural end, I always like, say goodbye. Like I don't like to leave like, untidy connections. And yet I could see there was some people where they'd keep coming back in my consciousness, and so it felt like there was unfinished business for me. And in some cases I've just been reaching out and just saying, hi, it's John. Hello, just let you know I'm doing well, hope you're doing well. And it feels like, in many respects, making peace with some of those feelings. And if it's strong enough that I feel I need to apologize for something, or forgive, I would say that. But sometimes it's just to reconnect and say hi, and to to feel that resolution. Yeah, resolution. And it's definitely peace in it. And I feel some of these things it's, how to describe it, I can feel that some big changes are coming for me, and a lot of what I'm doing is helping prepare myself for that. Because as I was asking my guides, I was saying, look, it feels a little bit like a life review. That in our life reviews we often go around and check in on these past relationships, and what we feel we did right and wrong, and everything in between. I said, I'm not going to die, am I? My guides are like, no, but it's really healthy for you to, just iron out any of these niggles, these kind of this like unfinished business. And it did feel like in some cases I may be meeting or bumping into some of these people. Not sure when, not sure how, but that was a really interesting reflection. So yeah, that's been lovely. And I must admit, every time I've connected with someone, and just saying hi and sending love, often leaving a voice message or chatting over text as well, it's just been really, really lovely. And also, if you're listening to this and you're wondering, oh, John's not been in touch, like, unless I've said I don't want to talk to you again, then it's probably just laziness on my part. So feel free to reach out and say hello. and yeah, it's just a real honor to meet so many beautiful souls, and so many beautiful souls in my journey. I'm really grateful for all your love and support. It's like friends, people come into our lives just at the right time, right? And they match our vibrations at that time, or perhaps they're our vibration a little bit higher if you're trying to continue to progress on an upward trend. But yeah, it's a really beautiful sunny day, and looking forward to this morning's treatment. But yeah, let me know if you have shadows that you are looking to share them in the comments if you wish, or I'm sure Viviani, Chloe and I, we booked another date. We booked another podcast together on shadow work. So yeah, feel free to keep an eye out for that. I think it's during April, so April's going to be a fun time. It is April. It's April. Woohoo! We did it. It's April 1st. Yeah. Thank you for watching these videos, and thank you, loads of you comment on how much you enjoy these driving videos. I really enjoy doing them. As you can tell, there's no editing. Oh, the sunshine's here again. There's no editing. All I do is I just record and drive, and then I just do the upload, and that's it. I would often filter out the audio, but sometimes it gets even worse when you try and filter it out. So how's that? That's perfect. Great. Thank you so much. Take care. Sending love.